We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. The volume.
Here they come again, with it again. Here we go again.
Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother. What's happening?
What's going on, bro? Still trying to get my doggone stuff sent out because it was delaying on my phone.
Yeah?
Yeah, give me just a second. Yeah. Let's see. Boom. There we go. Yeah. What's good, bro?
Oh man, trying to get back into the swing of things. You know, back after the New Year's. Happy New Year to everybody checking in for you with your boys and them. What's good though?
I know I ain't seen you since last year.
Hey, right. Any New Year's resolutions?
No resolutions. I never do the resolutions, bro. I just look at, the things in my brain that I want to capitalize on. Obviously, the biggest thing for me is just more new music, more visuals, uh, which is always the goal. And I thought I did well last year. I didn't put out the EP like I wanted to, but I did put out new music. So I was happy about that. Can't let the year go by without putting out new music. And I've already got new ideas. I've recorded some already. I started writing some. So like the fire is there. And I really, really, really have to shout out Eric Bellinger.
Okay.
I mean, I've always been an Eric Bellinger fan, not so much always the music that he puts out, but I am a fan of his arrangements. I'm a fan of his production, and I'm not talking about just the beat. I'm talking about the way he actually produces a track, like the actual foundation of how he puts songs together. Recently I listened to him on the Joe Budden podcast, and he was talking about he's been involved in camps. And you and I kind of figured that out. We were watching the Tyrese joint and saw the type of camps that they go through. That's where they get a bunch of writers together, a bunch of producers together, and they try to crank out the best music possible. So I do know that he does stuff like that. And, it's no secret when it comes to my music, you and I collab all the time. And we've, had some other writers and stuff like that. So it was just interesting to hear him talk about it and his journey as far as like, he's like, listen, I only do music. I don't dabble in like acting and this, that, and the other. I only do music. And he's independent. He's talked about, his journey, but I'm just saying, listening to him this beginning of this year has been inspiring as far as like the kind of direction, not I don't say the direction I'm trying to go in, but I just like the style that he has. And I really was inspired by his arrangements and stuff like that. So all that to say, no, I don't have any resolutions, but definitely have some goals for the year. What about you?
About the same. I mean, about the same. I don't typically just say, oh, I'm going to resolve to do this, that, and the other. Although, the one thing that I do want to do more of is call people more. That's basically it. Though I think that probably over the last few years, man, I've kind of taken a step back on just the outreach, just because I've been tied up doing things and everything like that. And usually, I'm the person who would have to reach out to a lot of people. It's like a lot of times I've always felt like, for me to be in contact with certain people, I always had to be the one to reach out to them. And so I fell back from doing that. So I think that's probably one thing, if I guess close to a resolution, is to get back to reaching out to people, even if it's at the expense of me being the person that has to reach out to the most though, man. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I'm typically that dude too, the reacher. I'm always reaching out to other people, and I'm fine with that. I think that for me, it's just whenever somebody pops in my head, I'll try to be obedient. And it's like, oh, let me check on this person.
Yeah. No, I definitely think I want to. I think that if there is a resolution, it would be to be more intentional with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, bro, you checked out the Spider-Man?
I did. Went to the movies for the first time since COVID. Didn't completely creep me out or nothing like that, though, man. We came with our own little sanitizer and sprayed everything down on it. So, but listen, Spider-Man was dope. I gotta say, It was I thought that what I liked about it the most is that it didn't seem like in Avengers having come off of watching End Games and all these other Affinity Wars and all these other ones. I thought that for me, I didn't go see Black Widow in theaters. So the last Marvel movie I saw in the theater was that. So I thought that it was great that it was a Spider-Man movie and not an Avengers movie, even though they had references of it there. I thought it was dope. I thought it was fire.
So where does this one rank? As far
Oh, it's top 5.
no. I'm talking about I ain't talking about Marvel movies because I mean that's I'm talking about just Spider-Man movies out of all this because this was not just spoilers for anybody that didn't figure that out. This wasn't just the trilogy closer for the Tom Holland Spider-Mans. This was the closer for all the Spider-Mans, all the way back to Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. So out of all, and and it even touched on some Spider-Verse stuff. So out of all of the Spider-Mans, where does this one rank?
Like I said, I like Tom Holland's better than all the other Spider-Mans personally. I couldn't rate the Spider-Mans. I would probably, because if I rated the Spider-Mans, I would put all the Tom Holland ones first. So I would say that what's that? Homecoming is probably number 1 for me.
Yep.
This one may be like number 2, and then Home Away from Home. I think that's what it was. What it was? Was that? Was I got the title right?
No, Far From Home.
Far From Home. What the hell? I get Home Away from Home. But yeah, Homecoming, Far From Home. Then this one. Probably you could put either one of them in order as far as after Homecoming.
Well, I'm kind of there with you. I thought Homecoming was pretty dope. Then this one, and then Far From Home. I will say the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, the first one, the Amazing Spider-Man, the first one was really, really, really good. The second one was trash, which I thought that they did a fantastic job with Jamie Foxx, even though we talk about this all the time with people who play certain parts and they being like Jamie Foxx was Jamie Foxx in this movie. He wasn't really Electro. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just Jamie Foxx in this movie.
I think so too.
Because he reminded me of the Horrible Bosses villain in this.
Yeah, I can see that.
But
yeah, I thought it was fire though, man.
Yeah, and I'm with Brittany. Green Goblin, he is incredible, bro.
Green Goblin is the best villain of all the Spider-Mans, bro.
Yeah. He was very eerie, and I thought that was dope how they did that. I like Doc Ock. Doc Ock was good. Yeah. What's going on,
Then
Wayne?
I think about it, man. I think that that's shout out to the boy Ira as well checking in. By the way, though, man, the boys doing their thing on over there, bro. I think that listen, I'm gonna be honest. I think that for the movies anyway, besides like Loki, I think that Green Goblin might just be one of the best, probably the best villain of all the Marvels.
We gotta talk about it. We got
you'd be hard pressed to tell me somebody who's
Marvel?
better.
Are you talking about Marvel villains?
All the Marvel villains. He might be.
Killmonger is up there, bro, and Thanos is up there, bro.
Thanos is number 1, but I'm thinking like Green Goblin he ain't that far behind though, man.
Listen, it's for me, it's Thanos, it's Killmonger, it's Loki, and then probably I would say Green Goblin. Because my thing is with obviously Loki's not really a villain anymore, but when he was, I thought he was a good villain. And then Killmonger, I mean, you can argue he's not a villain either, but he was the antagonist in the film. And
right,
so
but that's the thing about it. All of those have qualities about them where you can say, and they might not be the villain, because even Thanos had good intentions, right?
I think that's what the best villains are. They have great intentions. You can understand where they was coming from.
Yeah, Green Goblin though, man, he's a pure villain to me though, man. He's to me the real super villain, the first super villain to me. So I think that Green Goblin might just be. He's up there with them though, man.
Yeah, I get that. Speaking of movies, while we on movies, did you watch The Matrix?
I did see The Matrix as well. And listen, despite all negative feedback I saw on my timeline. I like the Matrix though, bro.
I like the
thought that
Matrix too, bro. I thought it went over people's head, bro. This reminds me of the Last Jedi from Star Wars, bro. Like I just feel like there was a couple of things, yes, I didn't agree with, but to say the movie was trash, I'm like, nah.
Nah, I can't say it was. I can't say that it was trash. Oh, listen, and shout out to Ira as well, though. Magneto, that is a good one. I,
I don't put him in the Marvel though, because
I don't.
he's
Yeah.
Fox property, bro. Yes, Marvel got him now, but I get it, but nah, and nobody cares about Morbius, so I don't care that it got pushed back. It could the movie
Morbius looked dope. I saw the preview and it looked fire to me.
it looked trash.
No way. But
yeah.
but Matrix though.
Yeah, the Matrix was dope, bro. My thing is it felt so much like a Matrix movie. I thought that the fact that it was very much aware of itself, how they played off of it, that you basically like the villain in it, who was Doogie Howser, basically was so into himself that he brought both Neo and Trinity back and kept them in the same space just to watch them flirt around without them actually meeting and convincing themselves that the Matrix wasn't real, that was something made up. Like Thomas Anderson was the creator of a video game. I just thought the whole concept was dope. The only thing I had issue with, you know how I am about origin movies. This essentially was another origin movie, because you have to understand that some kids never seen the Matrix before. Like my son was like, he's 18. He was like, man, I had to go back and rewatch the Matrix trilogy before I wanted to watch this movie. Same with with Samaya. So for me, I thought it was dope, outside the fact that Neo never really got his full strength back until the very, very, very end.
I don't like that. I thought that's the thing I don't like, because here's my thing. I understand that it's an origin, but for somebody who's seen all of the Matrix, I can't forget how cold Neo was. So for you to wait for the very last, for him to come to have it back, that's the part that I got to be honest. I would have, like I said, there's very few films that I've seen where you see the full onslaught of somebody's full capabilities. Case in point, right? You have, and you probably feel different about this, but in Star Wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Darth Vader, there's never been a Vader movie where you see him just completely slaughter and manhandling. What you can tell by his aura and how much people are afraid of him that he's capable of. But I want to see it on full display.
It wasn't Rogue One.
Not to that point. Not like that. There was like a scene on Rogue One where he was like,
you said you never saw it. You saw
but no. I want to see him for about 20 minutes just crushing people.
But you haven't seen a single character in Star Wars be able to do that.
Right. But that's my point though. My point is just like even with Yoda, you've never seen Yoda go full capacity. You've never seen Luke. This is the closest you've gotten. So it's like for me.
When did you see Luke?
No. I said you've been able to watch Luke go from the young one to the old one, and by the time, even then, the fact that he was way on the whole planet when he was fighting, it was like, all right, you thought that's cool, but like,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That was the complaint people had about Luke Skywalker. We never got to see him go full Luke. And so I understand that, but I thought Vader, we got the scene with that. Obviously, we got the scene with Luke. I thought in episode 2 in Attack of the Clones, I thought Yoda was going hard on Dooku.
Here's a good point. So, Ira, that is a good point, because you saw when Thanos snapped his finger, boom, half the population was gone. That's fine, but Thanos wasn't the star of the movie. I'm talking about like Neo, right? You knew on part Reloaded. 2 what Neo was capable of when he had the Superman and he was doing this, that, and the other. But then by the time the third Matrix come around, he's blind for half the movie. and then it's like you don't see him then until the very end. And so my thing is that there was this gap to me on the Matrix of you seeing Neo's full capabilities. So then when you do this origin flick, and then you say, all right, well, you know what, now I can't erase the fact that I know that Neo was that cold. Now when I see him again, I would have loved to have seen him. Yeah, you get it back, everything, but I don't want to wait to the end to see him flying.
You wanted to see John Wick Neo. That's what you wanted to see.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
You already had the look. Give me the whole 9, bro.
Now Thanos did put them hands on Hulk though. He bust Hulk up some serious that he didn't even want to come out no more.
He had that. He had Hulk looking like he was scared.
Hulk said no.
Hulk didn't want none of that smoke at all, though, bro. But listen, I thought that the one thing I thought about the Matrix that only the Matrix can give you was it had the, like, to me, like, I love little things, the cinematography on it. Like, I love the scenes. I love I love their use of blacks and greens tints to their films and everything like that. It made it look more epic. The fight scenes themselves were just epic. Them riding on the motorcycle, that's something to me that only someone from the Matrix's vision could give you. And I thought that it was very much a Matrix, even though it was an origin movie, though, bro.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't mind the Wachowskis being a part of the Matrix, but I'm gonna tell you a director that could actually do a Matrix movie and could possibly do it in a sense that would make it even more Matrix-y is the boy who did oh my god, I can't even think his name, but he did we talked about this movie with David Washington. Oh my god.
You talking about
he did Inception, he did
I know
Start with a T. What is this doggone movie?
Tenet. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that dude do this. No.
Listen, you can't tell me watching Tenet when they was running when the scene was going backwards, but they was running forward. That wasn't something the Matrix would do.
That was fine.
That's what I'm talking about. Or but even in Inception, when the buildings are inverted, that's all stuff that was spawned off the Matrix. Yes, Christopher Nolan.
Slightly cool, but listen. Brittany had a question though. Who do you like better, Keanu playing Matrix or John Wick? It's easy for me. It's Matrix.
Oh yes, the Matrix.
Yeah, it is. Here's the weird part though. The weird part to me is that I think the one thing that I love about Keanu Reeves, right, is that to me he's had 2 lives. So you know how like we always say, oh yeah, Lawrence Fishburne is always going to be Morpheus, right?
Yeah.
I think that to me, Keanu Reeves is always going to be Neo, but he's also going to always be John Wick to me. Like,
look, for some people, he was Bill or Ted. I can't remember which one he was.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing though. For the stamp, right? To me, if he has long hair and a beard, if he ever has a beard, he's going to like John Wick.
Yeah.
If he has the low cut, clean cut, he's gonna be Neo though, bro. And I think that it's listen, man. I thought overall though, a lot of people had a lot of it. I'm not gonna even hold you though. It took me probably about halfway through the movie to get it, to understand the layout of it, to understand the story that they were. It took me halfway through the movie to catch that though. But once the light bulb went off, I was like, okay, I get it now.
I got it right away, and I was in it. Like I was looking around, like when is this part that I'm not supposed to like it? Because I was in from the get go. As far as Michael Bay, that's a negative, Ghost, right? Now Michael Bay is about them explosions in slow mo. Like I'm cool on that. That's not Matrix-y to me, but you know, I get it. To having a different director, I see what you're saying.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. If you can't deliver that kind of sci-fi delivery that the Matrix does, that the Wachowski sister brothers, I don't want to see it, bro. Like it's hard. Like, listen, I could see somebody telling a different story or helping with but the actual
cinematography. I'm telling you, bro. Christopher Nolan got it, bro. Christopher Nolan. Is it like I said, the Tenet joint that was unmatched. When I'm saying is I don't know how they were able to shoot, like everything was going in reverse but then in the same shot, you got people moving forward. Like that jump was, bro, that was next level. And I watched that in the theater, bro. And here's what's crazy. This is another thing that I thought was that would really, because if you think about it, let me ask you this question. What is the name? What was John David Washington's name in the movie?
Did they ever say his name? I don't think they ever said his name.
They just called him the protagonist. They never said his name.
Yeah, I don't think they ever said his name.
Yeah. That's some next level stuff, bro.
It's a movie, and listen, and I'm gonna be honest, it gotta be, because I told you I hated the guy from Twilight in every other movie except this one. Except
Robert
that
Pattinson.
one.
Yeah,
Robert, I hated him. Now I haven't seen him in Batman, right?
Well, nobody has, because it ain't came out yet.
But I've seen like the preview, and I didn't even want to watch all of the preview, but
it looks dope.
I'm gonna give it a chance.
Listen,
but
if you
hate him in everything else, though, bro.
If you liked him in Tenet, I think he go, because it was an action movie, so that's what he's gonna be doing in Batman.
I don't know, but Matrix, I thought Matrix was fire.
Did you catch Boba Fett?
I did catch up on Boba as well, though, bro. And listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Listen, I'm a fan of Star Wars. I'm not next level. I'm not gonna win any kinds of
Star Wars
trivias on Marauders. I'm not gonna win any at all. But with that being said, though, I gotta be honest, I was sort of disappointed in it, though, man.
Okay, you gotta explain that one. Like, what were you expecting?
Okay, so I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe about this. I didn't think that it was bad. I guess for some reason I was expecting something like a little bit more. I don't know what I was expecting, but whatever it is I was expecting, it didn't quite deliver what I was expecting, and I don't know what that is.
Okay, so you're not alone. Even true Star Wars fans, I've heard them like this was the time they wish they would have gave them 2 episodes in the beginning.
Right.
This is my thing. They answered the question that all Star Wars fans have had over the years.
What happened?
How did he get out of the Sarlacc pit?
Yep.
That's what they answered. Okay.
Okay.
The thing was that this is why I thought it was dope. First of all, let me be honest and say I was not looking forward to the Boba Fett series, but I knew I was going to watch it. As a Star Wars fan, I'm obligated. But at the same time, I thought it was dope because of the fact that it answered the question, how did he get out the Sarlacc pit? It answered the question, how he got with the Sand People. And you understood, it was super Star Warsy for the nerds. The reason why it was super Star Warsy, because when he got in the Bacta tank, he had those nightmares, those visions of everything, like him remembering how his dad died. He saw, like him getting out of the Sarlacc pit, like the whole thing. So in some of the books that I've read, Anakin did the same thing. As when he was Vader, he would have to get in the Bacta tank all the time, take all his armor off, get in there, and he would have visions of Padme and stuff like that. And so that was super dope that they kept that detail there. I thought it was dope. It's a series, so the fact that you might not have liked this episode, but then next week it could be something dope. So yeah, I'm really excited.
I really do wish that it would have been like a 2-parter. If I would have saw this one, they said, "Oh, the first one's gonna be an hour," then I would have been cool though, man. Like, I don't know. It was straight. I watched it, and enjoyed it. It just, I don't know what my expectations were. It just wasn't this. Not after seeing him get into Mandalorian and everybody was like, "Oh, Boba's back. He back with the dad bod." And no, I didn't get the wow, not like I did from Mando. And maybe that's what I'm comparing it to, is Mando.
Well, they shot it like Mando. As a matter of fact, Robert Rodriguez directed it, which he was one of the directors in season 2 of Mando. So the same team is on it, and this is Jon Favreau's favorite character. This is who they originally was going to do the Mandalorian before they because originally when Disney took over Star Wars, they were going to do a Boba Fett movie. So I know they got some surprises lined up. We could see the boy Mace Windu come back. We could see the boy Cad Bane come back, and that's who. If Cad Bane don't show up in this, then they wasted my time. There's no way that you got a bounty hunter gangster type show, Sopranos ish Star Wars show, and then you don't bring Cad Bane. Like that's gonna be crazy. But to Brittany's question, no, did not watch the Harry Potter special because I haven't seen Harry Potter movie.
I try to listen. I try to watch Harry Potter. It comes on TV. Like I know, like I said, know plenty of people who are diehards. I tried to give it a chance though, but I cannot. I can't. Maybe it's because I always catch it and I don't catch it from the beginning. But I've tried to just sit and watch it. Nah, it just doesn't quite keep my attention like that though, man. So
very easy, very easy. That's very easy because I grew up on Star Wars. Right. I didn't grow up on Harry Potter.
Well, Brittany may have grew up on Harry Potter then though. She's
and I'm not knocking her. I mean, she asked me how did I. She said, "How did you?"
Listen, Brittany literally was probably like in elementary school. And probably was when Harry Potter came out when they first had them glasses, and Brittany looks like she may have had.
She wanted to attend Hogwarts.
Yes,
yeah, she got a wand and everything right now.
Yes. Yeah. But listen, I mean, like I said, I know people who are grown ass people who are big.
Talk all the lingo, bro, and I'd be like, nope.
I don't listen, and this is I don't understand the schools. I don't understand none of that. Nah, it just ain't my
game. Like, which house are you from? Like, nah.
That's what I don't know.
The house I know is from Game of Thrones, bro. That's it.
Yeah, I tried, and listen. Here's the thing about it. The bad part about it is I haven't even completely dismissed, like giving up on it. Like I've actually tried several times. Just nah.
Look, and I was kind of like cohorts into watching Twilight. Only reason why I was watching Twilight because I was dating Sarah, so I was trying to get some. So
cakes win again, huh?
Yeah, the cakes win again. And here's the crazy part: during our proposal, what was crazy is because after I proposed, I just took off, started running. And she was like, "Where are you going?" And I went and put on the shirt that said Team Sarah on it. That jump was dope. Yeah, I watched Hunger Games. Yeah.
And listen, Hunger Games was just okay to me. I thought Hunger Games was hella overrated, bro. When I look back at Hunger Games now, right? It just to me, it's hella overrated.
Listen, Hunger Games was great, bro. I love that was like our thing. Like I had to make sure I bought her to the director's suite tickets to see Hunger Games. Like that. I mean, it was that experience of doing that. So yeah,
I think I may have been. I may be the only one in my house that's ever even seen Hunger Games, bro. Like it's just not. Like when I look back at
your house, though, y'all don't be just catching up on everything like that anyway. So
no, we big on action movies though. That's the thing about it. We big on act. But if
y'all don't fall asleep.
That's true. But Hunger Games though, bro. It just like I said, I watched it. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's good, but I'm just saying, like looking back at it now, like I can watch Game of Thrones. I can literally go back and start over from episode 1 of Game of Thrones and watch it like I've never been and be completely locked in. Hunger Games to me, just of all those kind of series, to me, it's the one that I thought Twilight was overrated as well. But Hunger Games was right up there with it, though, bro.
Yeah, well, see, all of those, youth movies like Hunger Games, the Maze Runner or whatever,
Maze Runner. I like Divergent.
I was about to say the Divergent series, like, yeah. I mean, that was just the era for that, though, man. And so that was the thing, like, I wasn't mad at it, bro, because like I said, for me, it was all about whatever Sarah wanted to watch. And that was it. So
it was weak to me though. I mean, when I look, I watched it. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of rating it, it's weak to me compared to some of the others though, man. Like, nah.
So what y'all do for New Year's Eve, bro?
New Year's Eve, bro, I didn't do much at all though, bro. I went out of town. Unfortunately, went out of town for a funeral. That was it, man. Came home.
Yeah, same here, man. Like I struggled to stay awake. Actually, I was traveling back in town on New Year's Eve, and so I was on my way back from Disney World, and so that Yeah, New Year's Eve for me, I was like, bro, I had to wake Sarah up when the ball was dropping or whatever like that. Charlie was like, "Yo, we ain't do the countdown or nothing because we sent her to bed, and so we had to do a fake countdown for her and had to toast with her." So she was all excited, but
Yeah. Now that I think about it, New Year's Eve wasn't the greatest. I got to be honest. This was one of the ones where I would probably say that it was just very lackluster to me, though, man.
yeah. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm definitely next New Year's. I'm doing a show, whether I'm doing a virtual show or I'm out somewhere because I know Joey and Justin was out performing on New Year's Eve. I'm doing something this New Year's Eve.
Mm. Yeah, man. Listen, a couple things too, that man, that's been kind of interesting. That since we last, 2021. Let's talk about that right quick, right? Because in it wrapping up, putting 2021 in a bow tie, putting a bow tie around it, right? A lot of highs, a
Yeah,
lot of lows for
yeah,
2021. Lots of lows for 2021, especially going toward the last piece of the year.
yeah.
Um, Good things that happened in 2021. That we reopened, right?
Hmm.
And I think that it was good to see people back out and about. Saw a lot of people doing festivals and everything like that. That was good to see people doing performing arts again. But then, you kind of had the flip side of that. It wouldn't be 2021 if you didn't have the Astro World issue with Travis Scott and everything like that. So you had that going on. You had Betty White pass away
Yeah.
New Year's Eve. Young Dolph, we lost the boy Dolph. It just was a weird 2021 was a weird. We had the new. We only had to worry about Delta, then we got a Marion, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just for every time something good happened for 2021, something else would drag it down though, bro.
21 was the continuation of 20. You know what I'm saying? People thought that in 21 that it would be over. And while I'm not upset that we tried to reopen, uh the Bucks won. Uh while I'm not disappointed that we tried to reopen, like I said, it was gonna have to get worse before it could get better. So yeah, there were a lot of positives and a lot, and it goes like that for all years. I just think that when we remember in history 20 and 21, it's gonna be more of a depressing issue than it is like positive. There are definitely some positives. People still persevered through a lot of adversity. A lot of negative things happen, a lot of positive things happen, but ultimately, this one does feel like fresh, like to be in 2022. It
So
does
was
feel
20
fresh.
was 2021 just completely trash?
I ain't gonna say it was completely trash, but it's forgettable. Like that, and you're gonna remember the great moments in it. But I'm just saying, like, stepping into 2022, something felt fresh. What's going on, Court? Yeah, something just felt fresh about 2022. Like the excitement of people, like, yo, I really want to have a different outlook in 2022. Like, I could feel that.
Yo, so you know what's crazy? I think that one of the things that's been more interesting to me than any other year has been this emergence of people and droves and masses quitting their jobs, bro. A
Hmm.
lot of people in 2021 just said the hell with it. They said last month alone, they said it was something like 4.5 million Americans quit their jobs. And here it is in a time where everybody's hiring, right? Everybody's hiring.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are leaving jobs though, bro. I think that that's crazy to me to think that a lot of people are pursuing other interests, entrepreneurial issues. I mean, interests. Some people are going the route of social media influencers. It is a mass exodus from corporate America, though, bro.
Yeah, it's that like the landscape of things are changing. Like here it is, uh, you know, with everything going virtual, like I bought a car virtually. Like that's just weird to me. Like I know Carvana and Vroom and some of the other different situations have been available, but to actually go through that was just like it felt like I was had a cheat code or something. And it was just different. But that experience, along with many other experiences of things, like you said, of just new avenues of things opening up, just blowing your mind on the way to do business and everything, is just, all of that is just change, bro.
Yeah. I think that I think the one thing that I can say though, man, the good thing about 2021 is that I know a lot of people personally, right, who were successful in 2021. Like I know a lot of people who were on that train of stepping on out there on faith and saying that I'm going to go ahead and go full in with my business and everything like that. My boy Courtney shot a couple films, short films. Was excited to do the first release of his project, 2021. The homie Rocky, put out the album 2021 earlier this year, though, man.
Brittany had all the casting stuff that she
Brittany had a lot of casting as well, though. My wife had more things. It took that next big step in her business and everything like that, though, man. And I just think that I know a lot of people who were personally successful, which was a positive, given all of the crappy things that happened in 2021. I think that I at least can, one silver lining for me is that I can say that mostly everybody who I know were personally more successful in 2021 than they were in 2020. And that's considering that a lot of them had a lot of these ventures kind of in the work from 2020 and just made them better. So it wasn't a complete loss, but
no, it's perspective. It's going to be perspective. Everybody's perspective is going to be different. It's almost like 2021 is like the summation of the Matrix. Like some people like it, some people didn't. And so that's what it feels like with the year. You got some people that think 2021 was the best year for them. And then you got other people that's like,
Listen, man, let me tell you, let me tell you something that almost made me mad about 2021. This is at the end of the year. Everything's going well, right? And I see Jay-Z in an interview says, listen, man, don't worry about seeing me in a versus battle, because can't nobody stand in front of these bars. Can't nobody stand in front of this catalog. And immediately, I'm seeing all these people on social media that are talking about people who they thought are people who could stand in front of Jay-Z or top Jay-Z. And I'm just sitting here like, I'm low key, and I didn't say anything about it the entire time, right? I said, and I'm getting tagged. I'm to my listen, bro. I'm getting tagged and tagged. I think I must have been tagged by 10 different people in 10 different posts or conversations about people who they thought or why it was just people just couldn't believe that, oh, Jay-Z is just so unbeatable. I said, I'm not gonna say anything. But Ace Kennedy, I'm finally gonna say something about this, bro.
all right, what's up?
What the hell are people thinking? Like, what the hell is wrong with people to really think? Like, listen.
Well, let's start off with what Brittany had to say. Brittany said Jay-Z can't even beat his own wife, let alone anybody else.
Okay, listen. When you talk about R&B and you talk about rap,
it's two different genres.
Two different genres. But right. I do think that the only battle I think that you could do would be Jay-Z and Beyonce. And from that regards, it wouldn't necessarily be a battle. I think that it would just be the Carters doing their catalog.
I do say that there is somebody that could go up against Jay-Z. Didn't say he would win. I said it would be, but I think it would be a fair enough battle. It would have to be Drake versus Jay-Z.
It would have to be Drake versus Jay-Z. Drake is the only person. And then here is the problem. I'm not gonna say here's a problem with Drake, but I said this before. Wayne doesn't, to me. If you like Wayne, I love Wayne. Yeah. I love Drake. They ain't Jay-Z.
No.
Right? But I think that the problem is I don't think that Wayne has the catalog that Drake has to stand in front of Jay-Z. Right. And at the same time, I think that Drake has a lot of accolades. And you and I said that, bro. You can't just dismiss those. Like, he did that. I just think that it's why it's why I kind of changed my mind on whether or not I thought Chris Brown would beat us. It's like, yeah, they're number ones, right? But are all number ones created equal?
No.
And I just don't think that they are. And I just think that while Drake has the catalog, I don't think that Jay-Z, I think that Jay-Z's songs just hit harder. They just got to feel that Drake just don't give. And so I think that for that reason alone, that's the reason why I don't think that nobody can stand up. Yeah, Drake can get in front of you and play a bunch of songs, and it would just like you working out and you playing a bunch of Drake songs on the workout.
Here's the thing, though. I do think it'll be closer than I think it would be closer than people would think. With
How
Drake,
close you talking about?
I would say, man, I think Jay-Z would win by 3 or 4.
3 or 4 songs.
Bro, here's the thing. I think just as hard as we're going for Jay-Z, somebody would say Drake. Wayne,
I'm sure somebody
Wayne,
will.
You know, like this is where it would get me with Wayne, because Jay-Z could play a Wayne song that he wrote for him. So that just automatically just cancels you out. If I can play a song, one of your songs, because I wrote it or whatever, that's where Drake, though, I just think that's a whole, I don't know. That's he's still in top artist today, and that's over 10 years.
And that's the thing I think, like I said, the thing that I appreciate more about Drake than anything else is his longevity. His longevity is unparalleled. It's very much like LeBron's, right? It is very much, it's hard to me. I said it 1,000 times. I judge hip hop artists by 5-year runs. How hot were you and how great were you in your prime 5 years, right? And Jay-Z and Drake are the people who had primes or runs as the hottest, not the best, not the lyrical. I'm saying you are the hottest, because to me, hotness changes all the time. And so for you to be the hottest at a given period, that to me is saying something. That means everything you put out at that time is people just generally regard that as the hottest right then and there. So I think that with that being said, Drake and Jay-Z are the only people who I can think of who have had primes that are hotness periods that have lasted longer than 5 years. I think that Drake's had the longest, but then it just goes back to, well, when you put out all of these songs, then it's like, well, what kind of feel do I get when I put those on, though, man? Like, I don't know. Like, I like Drake's music and everything like that, but I think that like the Carter 1 and the Carter 2 are Wayne's best Carters. I think these last couple of Carters have just been, they've been okay, but I like I said, man, the blueprint, like you can't, Drake don't have a blueprint. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we talking? And then some people still regard Reasonable Doubt as like the best hip hop album of all time. It's not even my favorite Jay-Z. I just don't, I don't see how you could even, I don't see how anybody could even compare. So it's a matter of preference. I figure that I've been tagged into that so many times and never said anything at all, though, man. And I figure I would wait until stop playing with me, bro.
Bro, they said if he coming out there wearing this, he gonna lose instantly, bro. Brittany,
I understand I understand everything what you're saying, but to me, I don't know, man. It's just like I don't know, man. Like I love Wayne, bro. I love Wayne's music though, bro. But damn, I'm talking about what Jay-Z's saying and the feeling that Jay-Z's music give. I don't get that from Wayne, and I don't get that from Drake.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line to me, and I can't. That's something that you can't even quantify. You can't put a stat on that, man.
That's like the boy. What he say? He's 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that.
Yeah. This is Big Cass. He's 7 foot tall, 300 pounds, and you can't teach that. You can't. He says that this was crazy. He said Brittany says Jay-Z ain't even coming out with new music. Wayne is still out here killing features. That's fine, right?
Wayne got to catch up from the time he was missing.
Yes, and then here's the thing about it. Well, even then, I think that Jay-Z may have dropped 444 2017, maybe 2014. And then even outside of that, even before that, I mean, it had been some years, like maybe 10 years before then, though, man. But when he came back with that, still growth.
Well, see, here's the thing, right? See, I can understand somebody like Britney bringing something like that up, like, oh, he ain't put out enough music. Different era, from a different era. He doesn't have to drop music. It's a reason why you like Jay-Z just got on one of the social media platforms just to post about a film that he was involved in, and that's it. Like Jay-Z is that big. He doesn't have to have social media. He doesn't have to drop music every year. It doesn't work like that for him.
Let's say if you can look at you can see this is where I look at it, right? And this is why I think that this is the reason why I try not to get into debates about who's the best NBA player with somebody who's under 30, right? But let's say for Britney, if this is all of the hip hop music, right, that's ever came out, right? Everything that's in hip hop ever came out, and you and I have got a chance to see and watch, for the most part, all of the people who are the greats in their primes. We've seen it, the whole thing, right? But when Britney came in and she saw it from here going here, then I can understand why you wouldn't care about anything that happened before then, because your view of hip hop is this, and mine is this.
Right. And she hasn't seen the impact that Jay-Z has had on the artists that are out now, including Wayne.
Is this your king? Huh?
Hey, listen, man. Apparently not making it into 2022, Megan Good and her husband, Devon, listen, I got to be completely honest, not that mad about that.
I figured.
But I saw today, it was a big deal that Megan Thee Stallion, the Texas treasure, who should be protected at all times, deleted all of the pictures of her and Party Fontaine. Apparently, they broke it up as well.
Hey,
Ace Kennedy,
what's up?
who is sliding in them DMs, bro?
The game.
The game is in the DMs.
Yeah, the game is, and Tristan Thompson is in them DMs too.
Who is sliding both DMs? It's Game and Tristan Thompson in both DMs.
Yeah, he and everybody DMs, bro.
Tristan Thompson, they say he just apologized
to Chloe
to Chloe because he slid out on her again.
Right, because she was the only one that believed that he wasn't doing that.
Listen here, man. Had that girl looking like a fool for what, the third time now?
They didn't look. They thought she was a fool for not believing it. Not that she looked like a fool because he was out here doing what he do. That's what he do. So that's not even the part. I want somebody to have Chloe faith, bro. That's gonna be my new thing for 2022. I need a woman. You need a woman with Chloe faith, bro.
Listen, man. Okay, so let me ask you this. I think that usually rappers take off after they had big breakups, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meek Mill, once he broke up with Nicki Minaj, I thought he was going to fall off, but Meek Mill was gone. He left, and he had some of his best music, right? Migos.
I'm gonna tell you the reason why Meek went out there like that is because that line stung him more than he wanted to let on. The line from Drake about you on your girls tour.
Your girl tour? Yeah.
That's a little hard.
He took off and started making great music, right?
Yeah, Migos. You said that.
Migos. Quavo started when him and Sweetie broke up. Then he started putting out there for straightening. They left. And if we want to be honest with you, actually, when Moneybagg Yo When Moneybagg Yo was with Megan Thee Stallion, he broke up with Megan, and then he left Earth, right? Are we
What about
expecting now?
what about my boy that had the entanglement? August Alsina, did he take off?
We talking about rappers. I'm talking about rappers. I don't know how y'all R&B boys do it. Y'all be too tied to them or to them exes, and y'all still writing them songs trying to get them back. The rappers write the songs about that they smashed them and moved on. But listen, Megan though, she was hot and she's single. Are we expecting Megan now to go next level to where she will say, I am, where she is the quintessential female rap artist now?
I definitely think we're gonna get some dope Megan music. And plus we need it. You know, it's one of those things like, you know, her last big songs was Body and WAP after that. You know, then she had the issue with the what's up?
I got the beat. That's a number. It's a number one song. All she got to do is come on and jump on two 16s, and it's out of there. Guaranteed.
Yeah. So no, I definitely think that these breakups, you know, it's funny because the chick who my celebrity crush, I couldn't even celebrate after her loss because it was a tragic loss. So I couldn't even celebrate. Laura London is my chick, bro.
Oh yeah. She's cool.
She's cool.
She's dope, but I mean, she's not like Megan Good to me though. No.
Oh.
Well, and here's the thing about it. I'm gonna hold you. Laura London does have a couple of kids, right? But Megan doesn't. So I would expect that, you know what I'm saying, that she still got that no kid body, bro.
Bro, listen. Ever since the game, ever since she was on the Michael B. Jordan movie on Amazon,
she was straight on. She was just, and this was something about it. She looked good on there, but she didn't on that one. She didn't look as good as Megan Fox, though. I mean, Megan Good, golly.
I guess.
I don't know. She's fine. Don't give me nothing there. She's fine. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying.
Yeah, she out of here to me, bro.
Yeah, I mean, but I've heard that.
But like I said, I couldn't celebrate that. That wasn't a celebratory moment. So I get what you're saying, but no.
It's funny you say that, right? Because one of the things that happened, that was Kodak Black was talking about. He brought up, you know what I'm saying, Laura London was talking about, oh yeah, she one of them ones, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, yeah, but she probably still ain't got over, you know, Nipsey passing and everything like that. And everybody was jumping on him about, you know, claiming this man's, you know, chick like that, like basically saying the same thing that you and I would be saying.
Yeah,
I didn't particularly knock him for that. If anything, I'd knock him more because he was one of the people that comes out and says, "Oh yeah, you know what, man? I'll battle Jay-Z in a versus battle, and if he wins, he can have 15% of my publishing." I'm like, "What would you?" But if you don't go somewhere though, bro, like seriously.
Yeah, I mean, I understand having confidence, but bro, sit your ass down. So
I listen, man. I got to be honest. I can only probably name 2 Kodak songs.
I can't even name one.
It's not. It's one of those things where like I said, Kodak is one of those confirmations to me that everybody's music isn't for me.
Though you know,
for me.
Surprisingly, is one of the best of 2021. Take away the antics, just the sound quality is doggone Montero.
You think so?
Bro, listen, I hear bands playing that song. It's such a big, like, I'm talking about, like, you know, marching bands. The album itself though was just good. I mean, sonically, it sounded good. Like it had that big production feel, but it still had the trap element to it. Like, yeah, it was a good album, bro. Like, I have to say, like, antics aside, the music was dope. So
I gotta go back and figure out what albums dropped this year that I thought was fire.
You talked a lot about that Nas album. I'm gonna tell you that.
The first the King's Disease, the first one was in 2020.
No. I'm talking about 22. I mean, 21. You talked about King's Disease too. You said
Oh yeah. It was funny, but he just came out with another one.
Seen that? I just saw that.
3, yeah. It was dope. Who had a dope
I
album?
forgot about Donda. That album wasn't a top album to me.
You know what though? On the cool, like I think I said it before. Depending on what kind of music you like, if you were a big fan of Golden Age hip hop, I think that the Do or Die, the AZ part 2 is fire. Who else was dope? Dang, I'm just seeing him have a complete brain freeze. Man, Rocky the Real, highly favored. It's better than a lot of albums out, bro. What I'm tripping on.
Even the Pretty Boy, Pretty Lover, what was it called? Drake's album, Lover Boy.
Oh, yeah, the Lover Boy.
It was okay. It wasn't like out of here.
Yeah, you know what? This is the thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought that when I heard the Drake, right, it was almost like when I listened to the Drake, the one thing that I felt like is just like, all right, this is the sound that everybody's doing now, and his just sound the best, right? It's just
to me, it was a safe album. Like, to me, it's like if you're a fan of Drake and you like he did his formula, he didn't change his formula to me. And Brittany, I like Ed Sheeran too, but I will say I like his duet album better than this last one that he put out.
I just thought about something, bro. You know a song I absolutely hate. I didn't realize how much I hate it. Is the Drake song with Lil Baby. You say you're a lesbian, girl. Me too. I hate that song so bad. Like every time I hear it, I change it every single time. It doesn't matter if it's on the radio. I didn't realize how much I disliked the song until I caught myself changing it every single time it comes on, bro.
The Silk Sonic album, bro, for 2021.
Okay. I went back and listened to it, Ace.
Uh-huh.
Think I was a little disappointed in it, bro.
Okay? All right. Okay.
Let me tell you the reason why. I like every single song on it. I love that it didn't sound like nothing anybody else was doing. Right? I absolutely love that. But I think the thing that I was the singles, bro. The singles are so epic to me that it's the songs in between the singles that I don't think.
Yeah, but I think that's dope that they were able to top.
Leave the Door Open is hard.
It is hard, but this.
I love that.
Like that is, bro. Like what I'm saying is that the whole album is a vibe, bro. Like it's just one of those things that it left me when the album was over. I just couldn't believe that it was over. It's a whole vibe. It's a whole vibe.
I think the best produced album. Shout out to the boy Ira as well. Listen, two things. Brittany, bro, you might be right. To me, I think the best R&B album is to me that I heard was Jasmine Sullivan.
Yeah, that Jasmine Sullivan.
Yeah, the Jasmine Sullivan dope. And I think that Jasmine Sullivan's arrangements, next level.
Yeah. She used to work with Missy.
What's up? Yeah. Next level. Best produced hip hop albums, I probably will say King's Disease is probably the King's Disease 2 best produced album. And I think that's primarily because he had one producer all the way through. The thing that the Rick Ross also was it. And the issue is with those two albums, no club bangers on them, I think. They just got this great listening albums and everything like that, but nothing that you're going to hear in the club anywhere at all.
Before we get on this Antonio Brown, bro, what did you think of Russ's album?
Listen, I thought that the Russ album is dope. It wouldn't surprise. Yeah, it's dope. It seems to me like a great, a top-notch independent album, right? Yeah. I think that the one thing that just kind of got repetitive. And I can understand. I actually went back and listened to the first one, and it's very much the same. I'm trying to show you
I got bars.
that I got bars. And at the end of the day, I'm just like, who cares? Like, I don't think that it was that big of a deal. And so for me, for as hard as he pushed that theme, I still don't think that he necessarily delivered. So it's like, why even go there? So it was dope. I mean, don't get me wrong. I respect what Russ does.
Yeah.
But I think that it was cool.
But you know, Russ is one of those. He's like KD to me. He's the KD of hip hop or whatever genre you want to say. Like, he's good. He's very good. He has all the accolades. He knows the stuff that he's able to accomplish. But it's almost like if anybody says anything negative, he uses that to fuel him. And I don't have anything wrong with that. But I just think that it's like, bro, it's not you against the world, but you know, he thinks that way.
Here's the thing I think that was crazy. He did every song almost with a feature to show that he's as good as the people that he had features. And while I thought that his raps were cool, I liked the features better than his verse.
Oh yeah, because Game killed him, bro.
Oh yeah, so it's like, so I get that. So I don't know, man. It's interesting though, man. There was some pretty good music that came out this year though, man. But like I said, I think that there were if you notice though, right? Not very many monumental hip hop albums put out in time for Grammy nominations. That's why I think that the King's Disease won, because I just think that to be for some reason at the early part of this year, and King's Disease, the first one, timed out to where they were like Nas was the biggest name on there though. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. And then of course On My Mind came out this year.
Facts.
One of the greatest singles ever.
For all time.
Yeah, that song was out of here, bro. Like I ain't even like on how that song came together. That's definitely one of my biggest songs ever. It is like I listened to it today. Actually, it was still just like it's solid, bro. Like such a great single. So yeah. So Antonio Brown.
Get him out of here, bro. Get him out of here ASAP.
You see,
I'm over it.
Take up for him, bro.
I'm over it. I don't want to hear about mental health. I don't want to hear about none of that, bro. Now, mind you, this is not to discredit anybody who has mental health issues or someone who can acknowledge that they have it, someone who's seeking help. I've already said before that I'm not going to get into my thoughts on mental health because I think we've talked about that before. I'm talking about him. My thing is that I'm going to set aside mental health when it comes to him because he's never said it, right? So if he never comes out and say, I don't want to assume, it's almost like how people used to say with Kanye West, oh, Kanye West was crazy or Dave Chappelle was crazy. And so I think you have to be real careful about using those kind of words, right? So I'm just going to say just based on his actions, get him out of here, bro. Like I'm tired. I'm over everything. I'm over all of
it. So what actually happened?
So when in the moment, it looked as if he, all people knew at the time was that there was this spat between him and the coach Bruce Arians, and he goes and tells him to get in the game. Apparently, Antonio Brown says he's too hurt to go into the game, so he doesn't go in. So then Bruce Arians tells him again. He says no, and Bruce Arians apparently says, if you ain't gonna play in the game, you might as well go ahead and go wrap it on up. You ain't on the team. So he says, forget it. Takes off his jersey, takes off everything, runs out with his shirt off, throws everything into the crowd, gingerly jogs all the way off, and that's it, right? And then afterwards, there were all kind of reports. I saw Skip Bayless said that there was a report that, you know what I'm saying, that he was trying to get his bonus money, right? They were throwing, they started the game off by throwing him five balls. He had like a handful of catches that he needed to get his bonus money. They were trying to do that. But then there was this thing that once he started going toward Gronk, it was like AB was like, oh, You going back to your boy now. You know what I'm saying? Almost like slighting the boy Tom Brady. This is while they're losing the game. So, which is kind of crazy because it's like Tom Brady's been the one that's been the reason why he's back in the league now, looking out for him and everything. And so there was that part. And again, he said that he just before he had ankle injuries, he's been kind of hobbled all year because of that. But last game, they threw him 10 balls on this same injured foot. In that same particular game, he said he still had 5 throws, 5 attempts going his way, and he was perfectly fine. Ran out of the stadium, perfectly fine. I'm over it, bro. I'm tired of the whole AB act. I don't care. Get him out of here, bro.
Right. It's one of those things like, bro, you taking this to him. I mean, he should have learned from Terrell Owens. You know what I'm saying? Him and Chad Ochocinco, like that whole era of those receivers that just, you know, the talent was there, but the antics just somehow almost outweighed the stuff where people's like, I'm just not dealing with it. You know, AB is one of those very talented receivers, but he has so much baggage. He's just coming off the whole felony scandal with the shot cards. So it's just like, at what point is the stuff gonna give?
Well, not just the shot card. He gets the shot. The shot card only comes up because he has this dispute with his chef that he didn't want to pay.
Right.
So you have this dude just saying, listen, just give me my bread and we good.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that part of it, right? But then you also have the fact that, you know, just before then, he had this issue with not wanting to pay the movers. Mm-hmm. He had just before then, he also had an issue in Oakland. He had an issue where he was with the Patriots, and as soon as he gets to the Patriots, he's basically trying to get at this girl who basically accused him of like I think it was accused him of sexual assault or whatever. Tries to blast her in a group text message. She goes to Sports Illustrated with that. I mean, he's had thing after thing after thing after thing, and these are only the things that people know about. I'm just saying though, bro, like it becomes like it's too much at that point. And I think the thing that's crazy to me is that a lot of times some of these guys act like football will stop for them, right? Like if AB is out of the league tomorrow, right? Who's gonna be like, dang, I miss AB? If your team is in the Super Bowl, it's like he becomes an afterthought. The game moves on past everybody, and I don't see why certain people do things like this as if football will stop or won't be the same without him. Like, nah, get him out of here. I'm tired of him.
Yeah, I get it, man. I don't think he has any more rope left, bro. It's done.
Now, listen, I mean, I think the one thing that is interesting is that, now don't get me wrong, people have done far worse things. I say it all the time. The Cowboys picked up Kevin Hardy after he had just after he had like 16 sacks. His team released him because he was beaten, put the paws on the chick, and basically got found guilty of it. But then they recanted the story or whatever, and then they dropped the charges. But everybody knew that he was found guilty of this, of the putting these hands on this woman domestically. And Jerry Jones goes and pays him handsomely right away. So people have done far left. I mean, you look at the what's my cat who played at Baylor, man, who always he's with the Chiefs now, who's failed all the drug tests, and everybody gives him a chance.
That receiver, when he on Cleveland,
he was with Cleveland. He had like the 2,000-yard season.
Is it Gordon?
Gordon. And so there's, like I said, people have done far less. I just think that AB's things have been like public. Like he says something where he went on Twitter and started blasting Robert Kraft. Right, everybody loves Robert Kraft. He kicks it with Meek Mill and them, bro. You go get it, Robert Kraft, bro. And so they was like, not like he does a lot of things that are public. And so I don't know, man. But as far as I can tell, bro, get him out of here, bro. I I don't care to. It would. I mean, I know that that's somebody's livelihood. I know that he probably got family. He probably got this, that, and the other people relying on him. But I'm over it though, bro.
Yeah.
I got other people that I can pray for, man. I try to tell. I told somebody today though, man. Like I understand people. Somebody y'all pray for him. Nah, I'm good, bro. I got other people that need prayer, bro, and I'm not wasting a single prayer on somebody who has these kind of outbursts like that. I can't.
Yeah. Well, look, man. Happy New Year from the Slash Brothers podcast. This year we got a lot of things coming up. You might see some changes in the sets. There's a lot of ideas that we have that we are going to implement this year. And yeah, we back. Ain't even been warned. Hey, yo, this is your boy Ace, your boy Charlie.
They haven't been warned. I just knew I was gonna set up here and had to pull them out real quick, bro.
They still look dope too. All right, man, we out.
Peace. Let's get that music.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
Can you dig it, sucker?